Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our preview of the Carlton Adelaide round 9, 8, round 8,
No,
8, 9, what are we?
eight, eight.
Round 8? Carl said 15 numbers then, so I'm confused. Joining me tonight, we've got Georgie and Carl. My name's Andy, and boys, how we going?
Nice.
Carl?
Great success. Yeah, very good. It's been a quick week, mate. It's flying. It's just dragging along. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Nice smooth week, Georgie.
Indeed, mate. Yeah, back at work this week after some extended parental leave, which has been nice. Always good to go back after getting a win. And yeah, mate, it's fun, right? I feel like we were just at the game. Back at it. Saturday game, Saturday afternoon, twilight at 4 p.m. I think we've got the twilight slot.
Yeah, quarter past.
Looking forward to that. Yeah, shout out Amal laid out tonight, and Moose still living it up
Still getting it
overseas.
Yeah, Carl's mic is very low. A couple people.
It's pretty shit, isn't it?
There you go. That's a bit better.
That's better.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
How you going,
it's
Andy?
gonna be. I'm good, bro. I'm good. It's been an all right week at work. Again, just it's nice to have a win. You know, the week goes by a bit smoother. And yeah, man, I'm just keen for the next one. You know, I feel like the Blues are back, and we're in for a shot this week, I reckon.
I was waiting for it.
I had to. You might notice there's a little bit of a gap in our layout today, and that's for a reason. We'll perhaps share the link shortly just to get a couple of you on if anyone's keen to join us. We won't put it in. Someone alluded to it last week as Shrek mode, the close-ups. I think that was what it was called. But so we might share that shortly. Get your predictions.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get the teams up. My cat has just decided to run amok. Let's get the teams up because we've got some ins and outs. Yeah, Silvani's out, Zach Williams out. Both of those expected. Matty Cottrell, apparently he hurt himself
Didn't he just
at
come
training or something.
Ankle.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate for him. I mean, is it a huge, loss, that Matty Cottrell one? Not really. Replacing those three, we've got Lewis Young, Sam Doherty. Welcome back to Sam Doherty, and Lockie Cowan gets another chance. I mean, we all know, Sauce unlucky with the knuckle. I want to look at Adelaide's ins and outs because they've got a couple of really, really big names there. I mean, Brodie Smith comes back in. Darcy Fogarty's probably the big one. Sam Berry's pretty good as well. Who's the other one? Jordan Butts, nice. Seymour. Yeah. So
Great
look,
reference.
thank you, sir. I mean, looking at those ins and outs. I mean, they're getting better, and we look a tad, weaker, losing Sauce especially. I mean, we've proven we can win without Zach Williams. We've proven we can win without Matty Cottrell. It's just Jack is such a rock. Yeah, how do you guys feel about that?
Especially with Adelaide's forward line. You got Fogarty, Thilthorpe, Tex Walker. That's three big guys there. So losing Sauce is probably the main one out of those three. But the other ones are probably replaceable. Cowan's a good in. Sam Doherty's a bit touch and go. Hopefully he's got a bit of form in the VFL. But overall, there's not much you can really do. You take it.
We feel like we've lost a bit of the versatility that we had. So that the outs, like you got Silvani, who's been a rock down back, like you said, Carl, but he's very versatile. So too Zach Williams, shown that he's been in form. And to be honest, Cottrell, like credit to him, the numbers this year versus the last couple of years, they've improved. Getting a bit more of the possession, getting good inside 50s, getting involved a bit more rather than just doing the standard 15 kilometres. And on their forward line, I like personally, Darcy Fogarty is probably outside of Carlton. He's probably my top 3 favourite players. I just love watching him go about it, absolute tank, and his kicking motion is fantastic. But he comes in with apparently a really crook shoulder or a stuffed collarbone, I hear. And Thilthorpe's got a fractured finger. So there's obviously a few clouds on their end as well. And then
he might be laid out.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens with them. And then obviously Crouch out and Hinge out, and then Draper. So you got a few decent inside contested midfielders. So not wanting to get ahead of it, but we should be trying to own the contested footy, and they know that Silvani was going to miss, and they've sort of loaded up the forward line. Hopefully we make a backfire on them. All right. So and then at the same time they've got to they've had a bit of a leaky defense this year, so they've got to worry about hopefully us firing on all cylinders. So yeah, it's a very interesting one. I think for me the most exciting thing and the different feeling about going into this one is there's always been that Adelaide Oval hoodoo, and we won there the last 2 times, but not against Adelaide. Of course, it was the West Coast and then the Freo game last year. So
beat Port there as well.
Port Adelaide as well.
And Port.
I think we're 3-0. Yeah, 3-0 the last 3 times we played there.
Yeah.
And obviously we gathered around a couple of years ago against Adelaide was the last time we were on the end of a bit of a hiding. So I think a little bit of that hoodoo I hope is probably gone now, that stigma of the ground. So I'm looking forward to see what we can do. And you saw it early on when we went to gather around a couple of years ago. The crowd can get involved, right? And you want to silence them. You want to get off to a good start and neutralise that crowd. So yeah, very keen. I feel I've been feeling a bit more optimistic as the week's been wearing on. Maybe it's just that vicious cycle of a Carlton fan that we all do every week.
I mean, we bring that that game style we've been doing for the last few weeks. Why not? Why not easily? But it's just a matter of bringing it. 4 quarters, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I look at it like I think we're good enough at every line at the moment. Losing Jack is so big, and I look at Doc coming in and I'm just like, is that a good in? Is Doc the right in? All right. And then you got to ask yourself, well, who else is going to come in? Jordan Boyd is just not in the picture.
Seems like he's done.
Yeah. Like if he's not getting picked before Sam Doherty in a defensive role, then we're in strife. Well, he's in strife.
Well, you got bloody Matthew Carroll now, and you got Cowan that seem to have taken his spot, pushed ahead of him. I guess that's probably a good thing though. Kids coming through.
Yeah.
I would have thought they would have given Ben a debut in front of his family, like home state, right? Like it's their home state. I thought, maybe obviously not a home game, but I thought that he would have had friends and family over, give him the debut after having a couple of decent performances. Apparently, I didn't watch the VFL, but apparently Doc had a really good game in a huge 4th quarter. Would he have come in? Yeah, he had a decent game. Would he have come in had it not have been for injuries? Probably not. They would have probably left him for another stint there. But I want to bring up the teams again because I was counting the amount of defenders, and I was going to get your take on where do you reckon he'll play, because I reckon we're stacked in defenders. So you got Carroll, Wiedering, McGovern, Sard, Haynes, Akers' name back there, but let's just say Ollie Hollands plays halfback. That's 6 there. You've got Cowan on the bench as 7. Does he probably more rotate towards that wing and half forward role? So Cotter's role. Young goes down back. Cowan rotates. It'd be interesting because we're pretty much stacked with defenders, obviously with Cowan coming back in as well.
Well, Lewis Young's a swingman, so he'll go, back and forward, I think. And I wouldn't be surprised if we don't play Doherty as a defender. Maybe on the wing, maybe a high half forward role. It's an interesting one. You're right. We are stacked defensively. To be fair, they're stacked in their forward line and their scoring power. So, I mean, if we can kind of neutralize their forwards and their forward entries, defensively, then it's pretty much our forward line to do the rest. So because I don't think they're great defensively, Adelaide, because they can see
very leaky, very leaky.
Mate, even when they smashed Essendon by 10 goals or 12 goals, whatever it was, they scored 160 points. They still conceded almost 100 points. So I'm not sold on them defensively. So I think if we can neutralize their forwards, hey, mate, we're in for a big, big chance. So I don't mind going in a bit more defensively minded, considering we've got Harry, considering we've got Charlie, you got Will White doing his thing, Corey Durden's been in all right form. Elijah Holland's had a ripping game, so he can go forward. You got George Hewett kicking goals from outside 50. So, I think we're in for a real chance if we can neutralise their forwards.
Great call. Guys, just over 50 in the chat. Hit the like button if you haven't done so. We're sitting on 11. Get that up.
Nah, that's shocking.
And a big thank you to our sponsors. We'll go through actually and also talk about the weekly giveaway. Anyone new tuning in and doesn't know about the weekly giveaway, really exciting. Every week, $100 at Mercadante. Andy, the address, best address in Australia.
Best address in the world, mate. 123 Lygon Street, Carlton. Get around Mercadante, wood-fired pizzeria. $100 every week. Just giving away $100 every week.
Has anyone gone yet and give us any feedback or no?
I actually don't know.
No?
I don't know if anyone's gone.
Yeah, get the tip right or as close as to is the competition on our Instagram.
And I'll tell you what, if you end up tying, I'll tell you what, Georgie's idea of a duck race.
It's coming back.
That was pretty good.
I'm hoping people tie now.
Just do one regardless.
Yeah, we should just do it anyway.
Yeah.
The people loved it. We'll do more duck races as we go on through the year. But also, big shout out to our sponsors, Globalnet Solutions Australia. So high quality and added value IT solutions for Australian businesses. Andy obviously got the experience as well with Globalnet in your business. Naz has been an absolute star for you, and let us know what the value he provides.
Mate, I'll tell you what, Naz absolutely saved my business in the IT department. I had no idea what I was doing when I was first there. I was pretty much using a notebook because I didn't know how to work out how to use the computer properly. He set up a system that made it so easy for me to do things. And if you own a small business or you work at a small business, I'm telling you now, hit up Globalnet Solutions. They are just lifesavers. Will save your small business a ton of time.
Great call. Thank you, Naz. Thank you, Globalnet. Mercadante, of course, Wood-Fire Pizzeria, $100 giveaway every single week. So tune
123 Lygon Street.
Best address. Go see Carlos down there. Even if you're on Lygon, just go see Carlos down there. It's an absolute treat.
Give him shit. He's a Collingwood supporter. I haven't heard from him since we started winning. When we were losing, it was my best mate.
Elite Plastering Group. Thank you, Eddie and the team. Specialising in new and old homes, buildings, commercial, residential, maintenance, repairs, CAMI projects, framing, fixing, lock-up, renovations, pergolas, deckings. Get around Eric at CAMI projects. YPA Zach Nasser, the man is back from overseas, refreshed, invigorated. You're buying, you're selling. Reach out to Zach, really experienced in the real estate game. Raz Homes, high-end builder specialising in architectural homes developments, renovations, extensions, multi-units, get around rules. Bottle Pasco Vale, your favourite local. Great promotion. As always, Andy's got. He'll tell you about it.
Mate, come in. You know the words. I actually had someone come. I had Dom come in today, who was his avid listener of the podcast. He came in today, said hello, and he was like, "Mate, if I say it, do I go?" I'm like, "Of course you do, mate. Of course you do. You come in, you say fuck Collingwood, you get 10% off. It's as simple as that. We hate Collingwood here, mate. We fucking hate them. Hate them.
This needs to trend. Everyone, whoever, you just need to make this trend.
You're gonna get me jumped.
Melbourne needs to come down to the Bottle. And of course, Demo Finance, personal loans, asset, equipment finance, business loans. Get around Johnny. Speak to Jonathan at Demo Finance for all your needs. Worked in the finance industry for over 10 years. I worked with him for over 5 of those years. Absolute star. Really appreciate you getting around us as well, Johnny. So get around him and support him. And thank you all. Shall we?
Before I just saw something. We hit 2,000 followers on Instagram. So thank you to everyone who's watching. Thank you to everyone who's following us on Instagram. That's massive for us. Like,
thanks,
we started this show with no intentions, or we had no idea. All right. So, we appreciate everybody who follows us on the Instagram and get around us, guys. We're only getting bigger. We're only getting better. We've got our sound effects now. So, we are killing it at the moment. Appreciate it.
Channel 7. Oh. Fucking
Georgie's been dying to use that.
He got excited
for weeks.
Every time when the show finishes, he just starts going crazy.
I was looking through. I was like, which one? There's a lot that I can't use, and that one I'm like, I might throw that in anyway.
Play more.
Which one?
You know the one. Don't play it.
No, I'm not. Absolutely not. So I'll go through a couple of chats.
That just killed me. Look at this.
Oh God.
Moose is in Thailand. He's doing the moaning. Don't you worry.
Oh no. Moss needs to impact this week. There's been a lot of talk on him. I like the point of difference he provides in the midfield. Yes, he can't just look at goals and assists. His pressure's been good. He's getting near the ball. Hasn't been, it just hasn't worked out for him as what he'd like to be. But I still feel like he still works well in the system with our small forwards. He just, you need to hit the scoreboard as well. He needs to hit the scoreboard. I know there's a lot, it's divided the supporter base.
I reckon we get the link in the chat, Georgie.
If possible. We shall really, yep. Shout outs. Justin, as always. And he just spoke to Auntie C. She's geeing up for the game, cuz.
Justin. Oh, I love him.
Aiden wants you to tell him your top 5 Drake songs.
Hit me up on our Instagram, Aiden, I'll tell you.
All right. Peter V, shout out to you, mate. Hope you're well. Have you guys noticed since Moose has gone, we've won the last 3? Wow.
Absolutely. I've been telling him to stay there since he left.
And I can attest to that. Carl has told Moose every single day to stay there.
Hope he gets the picture.
I'll put I'll pop the link in the chat there. If you want
anyone wants to join us,
chat.
If you want to get something off your chest about the team, if you want to get something off your chest about Moose,
abuse Moose, whatever you want.
Are you guys confident about this week?
Fitty. Fitty.
Yeah.
I'm like as the week went on, I'm feeling better about it, to be honest. Like I said, I was more confident on the Geelong game than this game, but as the week's gone on, I don't know if it's the vicious cycle of being a Carlton fan, but I'm feeling good. I just need to start well. What have you seen there, Andy? Yeah, there he is.
Was he up there?
Hey, fellas.
Hey, Scotty.
George, Andy.
Carl,
you're glowing. You're glowing, Carl. You're glowing.
I'll get you some special moisturizer. I'll pass it over.
I'm going to try and move Scotty, so bear with us. I don't know how he's in the top right now, but hold on.
Oh!
Yeah, there we go.
There we
Oh,
go.
I'm down the bottom now.
There we go. Always knew you were a bottom.
Oi, oi.
What's going on, Scotty? How are you?
I'd rather get fucked up the arse and keep watching Essendon and North Melbourne, I'll tell you that.
What the fuck just happened?
Oh, this is what happens when the parents leave us unattended. This is what happens.
Oh, God.
What's going on, Scotty? What do you reckon? How you feeling about the game?
I'm pretty confident. I'm like most people. I won't be able to watch it live, unfortunately, because I got to work for on election day. And I'm in a town. I'm in bumfuck nowhere that has no data reception, no internet connection, but I'm there for IT support for some fucking reason.
Nice.
So hopefully, when I come back to society, I'll maybe peek at the scores. And if it's a good result, I'll watch the game. If not, I'll take the rest of the night off. But no, I'm very confident. I feel against a team like Adelaide on their home deck, we almost have to beat them at their own game like we did with Geelong. I think our defense will stack up enough to shut down their scoring opportunities, but we need to score heavy, and we've definitely got the cattle to be able to pull that off.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
Everyone's so scared of Tex, Thilthorpe, and Fogarty, but even those three don't add up to Mackay and Curto.
I love it.
And young William White will probably be the difference for us.
Walter.
He's been great, man. I love watching him.
Love his
Oh,
passion.
Absolutely fantastic. Ever since that first video I saw of him when he got picked, you just know that, you know, this, I'm not going to say that, this guy is going to, he lives for him.
I can't wait till he gets his kicking boots on.
He
Sorry,
dies for
dude.
the emblem, this guy.
Oh, yeah. He reminds me a bit of myself, actually, but I've been sending him some advice on Instagram, you know, throughout the week.
What kind of advice are you sending him?
Well, you'll know it when you see it, you know.
When he kicks four, Scotty's like, I told him to kick four.
Exactly, 4 minimum. Or else he's going to have to come here and watch.
If he gets his kicking right, fuck, he'll be a killer small forward.
He's always in the right spots, and he just goes for it, man. Like that one that hit the post on Sunday, bro. If that went through, like his name's already going on the locker.
I love it. Scotty's G'd me up about me now playing down the board line. But yeah, this is a Chalon tee. There's nothing in it.
Yeah.
But you know what? They're not scared of their forward line. Broken shoulder on Fogarty. Broken finger on Thilthorpe. Dumbo ears on Tex.
Thilthorpe was a hairline fracture, and the bone actually came out of the skin.
Yeah, that's
Not many people are talking about that. That's fucked.
That's Thilthorpe?
Yeah, he's no Silvani, bro. He won't be able to hold that for a whole game if he even plays.
Just punch him in the hand.
Nah, we're soft. We won't do that. Like, even with Fogarty, I don't reckon we'll toughen him up. We won't. We're not that sort of team. Man.
Target it. Won't target it.
Yeah, I reckon we have to. Hey, Voss is from that era, man. Do you remember when they went after Rewalt's shoulder?
Rewalt's shoulder.
Yep. Yeah. That was beautiful.
Yeah, but he's had 3 years to get our boys to do that. I think if he's fucked up his finger that hard, the pill will do it itself. Yeah. And
You're too nice. You're too nice, Scotty.
No, I wanted to fucking pull all 5 fingers off if they could. But I'm honestly, I am excited to see what Lewis Young can pull off on Saturday. I've been backing him all year. The number 33 is on my back, fellas. If they throw him down forward, I hope that he does exactly what he did in the North Melbourne game. He does not even have to leave that goal square. Well, we've seen what Harry can do when he pushes up, and then these cunts. I mean, these blokes. Well, I have no idea what to do with themselves. I'm sorry. It's part of my culture. I can't help it.
So we had to have vigorous training when we started this podcast, not to drop it.
Say it was constable.
We've gone over 100 episodes. I reckon we've only probably dropped it twice.
I dropped it a few weeks back.
That's poor form. That's poor form.
Yeah. So well done, Scotty.
I dropped the first one and everyone froze.
Yeah,
Because what unexpected from Georgie.
Like the big bad YouTube man's going to come and cancel us.
My apologies. My apologies. I'll make
right,
a donation.
But young, I'll tell you what, Young up forward and then Durden, right? Who would have thought only a few weeks ago these guys could be...
He's been fantastic, and he's like what I said with Silvani when everyone was knocking him pre-season. I said if he's put his hand up to put himself down back, he'll do everything possible, like because he knows this is it for him. I feel a bit the same for Durds, and it's paying dividends. But we're at his third week. He usually doesn't make it past 3 weeks in a row, so fingers crossed. But we've gotten more out of him in the last 2 weeks than we've gotten out of him in 4 years.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
He's matured. He's developed.
Blake's trying to win at Toyota with this Mark of the Year every week.
Back to back.
No, don't take it. It fucks up your tax.
I want to touch on what you said about Lewis Young. I actually said this to Naz. I was speaking to Naz today. Naz came to the shop today, and we're talking about Lewis Young coming in. And I actually said to him, and I truly believe this, right? If the unthinkable happens, right, and Carlton win a premiership this year, we're going to look back, and Lewis Young might not play on grand final day, right? But he's going to be one of the most important cogs in our machine to get there. Because
absolutely, man.
Yeah. He's coming in and out, probably playing a different role every game. And so far he's played pretty well in each role he's been given.
Well, even before Jack Silvani was injured and he was almost in that role himself, we were harsh on him, but it was nowhere near what Lewis Young has copped.
Yeah,
and he's definitely a confidence player, and you can see how much the team gets around him when he does pull something off. When he doesn't, just go into tank mode and takes 30 seconds to make a kick. But yeah, a lot of his efforts go unnoticed, but they're certainly not missed by us. So that's why his numbers on my back this year.
Good call, Scotty.
Big call.
Yeah, and what we've been sooking about having no depth this year. Isn't he a depth player? Isn't he doing what depth players do? He's honestly doing twice as much as what a regular depth player would be expected of them.
Nah, exactly. Yeah. Spot on.
Yeah.
And the luxury of versatility as well, right? So forward, back, right.
Yeah.
Right. Only thing left is the wing.
Wow, man, he could have it in him. Would you prefer to see him, like, if he's down forward, just to stay forward, or to go into ruck over Mackay? Because Mackay could, like, he would, I mean, he'd be better than fucking Todd Goldstein right now, but he's a ruckman in and of himself, but would you play Young in the ruck over Harry?
Probably
would.
Yeah, probably. Even though Harry going into the ruck against the Cats was a great move. It changed things up for us.
Right. I love how he just grabs it.
Yeah.
And you just know he's going to get it too every time.
On Goldie, you can really tell it was like a break in case of emergency, break glass in case of emergency re-signing.
Bro, he still thinks he plays for North Melbourne. He keeps tapping it to him.
He's one of the best ruckmen in the last couple of decades, obviously. But I think the re-signing was like a just in case, and it's ended up having to happen
Lucky
for
for
them.
them. And because Essendon, they fucked up with Draper, he's going to go off for free at the end of the year, and they're going to be stuck with him.
Yep. Getting
Could you
George
believe
at
that?
38.
Sam Draper is going to be an unrestricted free agent. Essendon are R-worded. That was so shit.
R-worded. That's fantastic.
That's beautiful.
Have you noticed in this game too? They got every J word in the AFL in one game.
Scotty's on fire tonight.
I love Scotty. Man. I love you, Scotty.
I didn't notice that, Scotty. I've never mentioned that before.
Yeah, well, the only unknown quantity for me in the game is probably Alex Neil-Bullen, because I never watched Melbourne games and I've barely watched any Crows games this year either. But do you think that he's even really a factor? I don't even know if he's been in form.
Wouldn't have a clue, bro.
Yeah, wouldn't have a clue to be
Personally.
honest.
But it smacks of the type of player that can, get a couple of sneaky goals against us. Like Ben Keys will, I'm sure he's sleeping comfortably.
We went like 10 minutes without saying Ben Keys.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to say.
5 on Sard again.
Sard's having nightmares this week.
Yeah. He's just got him in. Sard's going to wake up in his pocket just on Saturday morning. He's like, I'm back here again.
If he kicks 3, but they only kick like 7 for the whole game, I wouldn't be upset.
Take it to mum.
Mm.
Yeah. All right, Scotty. Well, thank you for joining us, mate.
Final margin prediction.
Always a good time.
Always a pleasure.
Final margin prediction.
Always a pleasure, fellas. Pardon?
Final margin prediction.
I don't want to get carried away, but I'm going to say the mighty Carlton Navy Blues by 6 goals, and Lewis Young's kicking 3.
Nice.
Love it.
Love your work, Scotty.
Mark Pitnet late in, he's kicking 4.
Right.
Love it, bro.
And Sam Doherty double ACL. See if
Jesus Christ. Scotty. Oh,
Scotty,
no.
That's the mic drop. The mic drop.
No. Oh, who we got next? Who we got? The big
how are
man.
we?
Aiden.
The GOAT.
I'm just doing my multi for Ben Keesky 4+, which is $15, by the way. So that's a bargain if anyone gambles out there. But how are we doing?
How's mum and dad?
Yeah, they're fine. Doing well. My dad went
That's good.
off his head a bit last week. I think when was it? When Wiedering and Dangerfield, that fucking dog, were running against each other. And I think he was holding the ball, I'm pretty sure. And Dangerfield dived. I got up and I kicked my dad's drink, but I realized I didn't realize that something was like I felt like something wet. And then I looked at my pants and I'm like, oh, fuck. And then my dad looks at me and he's like, just spilt my drink everywhere. Like, what are you doing and all that? I was going to finish it. And then I'm like, hey, doesn't matter. You shouldn't even be drinking in the first place because Georgie was drinking at the footy. That was a curse.
I love it.
I was waiting for it.
Everyone knows that Georgie is an alcoholic, and he's not. He's actually not.
George is just copping it for no reason.
It's just that's it. I opened my mouth. No, it's true. No more. No, it's not true. I'm not alcoholic, but I'm not allowed to drink the game. So that's it. Calling it. Nah.
I don't know. I'm a bit.
You've been negative in the chat,
You're a
bro.
bit negative tonight. Yeah, very negative.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm not really too happy with the Doherty selection. I mean, I like him. I don't hate him. Like, obviously, I don't. But I feel like he's past it now, and I feel like we should have given the opportunity to probably Jordan Boyd, who he's not even being considered at the moment. and even like Luke's Camporelli or someone like that with a bit of energy, who's probably a bit more quicker than Doherty. Because I feel like it depends what role Doherty's going to play. If he plays in the wing, then whoever's on him, Peeling or Neil Bullen, then Adelaide will probably more likely target him. If I'm being honest, which that could be good for us, but at the same time, it could be pretty bad. But yeah, but the Cottrell out is a huge loss for us. But at the same time, he was BOJ last week in the VFL, so you got to reward form. But I think I was hearing that he was really average before the fourth quarter. But I don't know. We'll probably just have to wait and say. I hope he does a role, but if he doesn't perform, then I think he knows that he won't play for a while, considering who we have out and who might come in next week. Because if Cottrell's fit next week, hopefully it was just a tweak to the ankle. And if Doc doesn't perform this week, then he knows, like, all right, like he's best mates with everyone in the club. But if you're not performing, then we probably won't see him for a while. But yeah, hopefully he does do a job.
He might be the sub though.
Yeah, if he's a sub, then fair enough. But if he's starting, then I'll be kind of worried. But if he's a sub and if he can do a role, if in the third quarter or probably in the fourth, then I'd understand. But we just have to wait for that to be confirmed first. But if he's the sub, then yeah, I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, I think his inclusion is probably a bit like 50-50. It's a bit odd because based off like how he was performing when he was in, didn't really do that well, even against West Coast. So yeah, hopefully he does really well.
I'm happy to give Doc like one more chance for me, like I think he's earned that. He's earned another chance. Just, by being around for as long as he has and, being as loyal to the club and just literally sacrificing his body for the team. So like, I'm happy to give him another chance, but for me, this is it. Like,
yeah,
probably his next block of games, if he's in the same form as before he got taken out, then mate, love you, Doc, but it's time to go.
Yeah, I understand that too. And Voss, like, I haven't like before, like when he dropped Doc, I don't think he's ever done that before. Like drop a big name like that. Ever since he's been here at Carlton, but the fact he's moved towards not being lenient to players that have been here for a long time, then it's a good sign moving forward because he's not taking anyone's shit. But yeah, I agree. If he doesn't perform well, then he will get criticised from everyone. And yeah, that will probably mean that he won't play for a while. And he'll probably just come in if we have a huge injury crisis or if players go down. So yeah, I think this week's probably his last week. Even Motlop, I think as well, who didn't perform well last week. But at the same time, like people are complaining about Motlop, but like who are you going to put in for him? Because Moya, he is apparently not ready. You're not going to play Frankie Evans, and I don't think we have enough depth in that small forward role. So yeah, unless like they drop Motlop, play Young in there, but you're not going to do that, or they switch the magnets around. But yeah, I think them two on the chopping block in case they don't perform well this week.
The Moya one's an interesting one because, Frankie Evans comes in February, late February. Bloke's played a couple games. He's an emergency. Moya can't even get near the team besides the Collingwood game. A lot of hype around him. Still conversations that he's not ready. He's not a key position player or a ruck where they take a couple of years to develop. So it's a little bit concerning. Yeah, just a little bit there where Frankie Evans, this guy's pretty much taken you up on your above you on the pecking order, and he's been there for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. And look, maybe it's just down to the development as well. That's been a massive question mark for the last few years. Maybe our development isn't that good, but last couple of weeks, Moy's been actually doing well. So if Motlop doesn't perform this week, then he should be considered next week. But it really depends on if Williams gets up or if depending if Young does well, then he probably keeps his spot. But just going on to Young, like you had a discussion before that if we do win a grand final, then he would be somewhat crucial for that because he does a job. And they do something in the Premier League where I think if you play 5 games plus, then you get rewarded with a medal. And I'm pretty sure that happens in the NBA as well. But with the AFL, like the only way you get a medal is if you play on grand final day. But yeah, what they should do is, like, regardless if you don't play on the day or not, you should get rewarded to the medal, and the club can offer those medals to staff, players, like whoever they want. So if we do win a grand final within the next 2-3 years, then yeah, he should be rewarded for that. Because I don't think players, like I think, who was it for Collingwood? I think what's his
Collingwood.
name?
Noble.
Dog.
Yeah, Noble, and pretty sure Oscar
Mack last year.
Yeah, last
for
year.
Brisbane.
Yeah, they should be rewarded with medals because they don't get nothing because of that. So yeah, we just
You're
have to
right,
wait.
Let's just win the flag and we'll worry about the
Yeah,
medals.
let's just win one
Yeah, let's
first,
just let's
and
just
then
actually get there.
talk about that. But yeah, I'm pretty
Good, bro. Well,
Yeah,
thanks for
hold on,
joining
bro.
us, cuz. Appreciate it.
Final
No, it's
margin
all
tip, Aiden.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Um,
Don't do it.
my heart. All right, I think we'll just not win. I think we'll just lose by 10 points, but we'll put in a great performance.
I thought you were about to say, I think we just win.
Nah,
That's what I thought. Just not win.
just not win, but we'll perform well.
That's not good enough for me. For me, I don't care how good we play.
Nah.
I want to
We
win.
have to win. You want to be in
Yeah,
front.
we
Sorry, guys.
need to win.
But if we win, tomorrow, then we could go on a run.
We're not
Considering
playing tomorrow.
not
Not
tomorrow,
Saturday.
Saturday. I thought today was Friday. Far out. Yeah, if we win Saturday, then I'm confident we'll go on a run. St Kilda, GWS,
Saints after.
Sydney, not doing well.
Look at us.
So, yeah,
A few weeks ago,
A
Now
couple
look
of
at
weeks
us,
is
yeah.
all it takes.
Who are we gonna
Couple of
beat?
wins.
Who are we gonna beat?
I mean, I'm more positive than most.
barely.
So,
Yeah,
Barely.
not much.
not barely, but just a tad positive.
Good stuff. Thank you for joining us, bro.
No, it's all good.
On you, Aiden.
Have a good one, bro. Send my
Have a good
regards
night,
to your family.
Well done, Sam.
See you, man.
We got Jack,
The people's champion.
the great man.
That bloke you just had on, that Aiden guy, when I was on the panel the first night, man, he was giving it to me in the chat, mate. He was throwing it. What the fuck is this bloke doing up there? This Aiden, next time you come on the panel, brother, chuck a light on. Sitting in the dark. What's going on over there, brother?
I thought you were about to rip him into shreds, bro.
And I'm not up here to rip anyone. And I just want to say hello to Petra and Rocco down there.
On your Petra, on your Rocco.
Yeah, they're great supporters of this Monday Blues. And good to see George. I don't think I was on the panel with George last time. How you doing, mate?
On your jacket. No, very good to see you, mate. I missed your
Yeah,
first
Carl.
one, I think.
Yeah, the first one. We had a laugh that night, didn't we, Andy?
We did. We sure did.
And Andy, I'm coming to see you, mate. I'm coming down to the bottle. You better be there.
Why does it sound like you're threatening me?
No, I'm coming down. I'll be down that way soon, so I'll come past and have a chat with you.
Anytime, my friend. Anytime. More than welcome.
And just before we continue, this is for the selectors, all right? And I tell you what, look, the first night I came on your panel, I went on about the kids, and I've been doing it for years and years and years about development at this club. Right now, they finally brought the kids in. Will White, Lord, they put Bins in last year, and what's his name, Carroll, which is fantastic. Those kids are doing great. Leave them in there. Will White's a beauty. That guy, he's a beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Right, leave them in there. You know, what do we do now? Boyd, I'll tell you right now that I think it's another attitude problem with Boyd. Okay, like Bins, and if I was Boyd, I'd do a Kennedy and walk. You won't probably see Boyd again.
Mm.
The way this club's working, how everyone every week practically says give Motlop another. Well, okay, I will give Motlop. How many chances does Motlop have to have? People say, "Oh, we got to reward form." Like Petra said earlier, Doc's in because of form, so we got to reward form. So what do we do? What are we rewarding Motlop with? What? What has he done?
You're right.
Nothing.
I agree.
What has he done? So he's taken up another spot. Like Ben Camporelli had a great game last week. Why didn't they throw him in? Is that back at his hometown? His parents are there and everything, all that sort of stuff. Why didn't they put him in? I mean,
That's a fair point. Yeah.
that's why they got kind of gone. This young thing back and forth, in 1 week, out the next week, in 1 week, out the next. I mean, it's getting boring now. Look, I don't shoot Young down. A lot of people can't stand him. I don't shoot him down. So you blame the selectors. Don't blame Young. Blame the selectors.
But why? I love Young. I love what he brings.
But people are going to have a go at him, because they think he's shit.
Yeah, I think that's unfair. I actually think that's
I
totally
never
unfair.
have a go at the guy. It's you got to blame the selectors. They're the ones bringing the players in. That's who's responsible. Voss and the selectors. Yeah, Matt's committee.
I think there's always seems to be like a whipping boy though. Like historically, I remember like growing up, Jordan Russell used to cop it a lot. I mean, when I say growing up,
Jordan Russell copped heaps.
Early to mid 2000s.
Plowman,
Yeah.
Plowman, Russell. Like there was always someone. And then obviously when Plowman retired / they're listed Young now. Motlop's been copping the rest of it, but there's always seemingly one. And you're not going to get 20, 22, 23 amazing performances every single week. But yeah, there's seemingly always one that we get stuck to.
Well, look, if you go by what Voss said maybe 2 years ago, he's going to reward form. He hasn't done that, really. Think about it. He hasn't done that. He really hasn't done it. All right, maybe this year he brought the kids in, Binns was one of the best last week. He's not going to get a game. All right, it's as simple as that. Hey, Petra, how you doing? He's not going to get a game. Simple as that. Voss picks, or the match committee picks. Look, Doherty's my favourite player at the club, right? But he's gone. He's finished. Time to step aside, hang him up, and give someone else a go. All right? If you're going to be realistic about it, I mean, what is it? It's not a feel sorry for me at this. What is this club? Feel sorry for me at this club? I mean, the poor bloke's gone through hell, yes. But time is time. You're taking up someone younger player's spot. Time to, move on. He's my favourite player. I love the bloke.
And I felt like we were about that when we dragged Murphy to 300, Betts at 350. I felt like towards the end it was a bit, of the club just either they had a ton of stuff in the marketing budget when they said, hey, we've already bought all these mugs and T-shirts and stuff like that. We've got to get them out.
You like the bobbleheads, huh? I want a bobblehead of Andy, mate. That'd be the best, I reckon. Imagine that, having a bobblehead of Andy, mate.
Tell you what, you had two big heads if it was one of me, mate. Which one you want to bobble?
Mate, I tell you what. I'll put it in the back of my Merc. Don't worry about that, mate. Well, look, like I said, I mean, Scotland was my favourite player for years. I love that guy. Met him so many times. He's Scotland, and then when Doherty came in, Scotland left. Doherty came in. It was like Scotland. You know what I mean? So he took up his spot and half back, and loved the bloke. But when it's time, I mean, the poor bloke's done how many? He's done two knees he's done. It's time for him, and he's hearing footsteps. Those last games that we saw, he's feeling the footsteps here and there, looking behind his shoulder. But I'm going to keep saying it. You got to. I mean, all these other sides, whether it doesn't matter who, but all these other sides are playing the kids. They're playing, and look at them, right? Even the top sides, they're throwing their kids in there. Yeah. So my biggest thing at this club is we the last 15, 20 years, worst club for development, no doubt about it, 100%.
Yeah.
Right. So the young thing, that's going to happen every second week. Someone gets injured, he's going to come in. Before I go, I totally agree with Andy and ankle sore. Williams is a huge liability at this club. I mean, Marchbank, we kept him for how long? 8 years? Zach Williams, see you later. He needs to go. And when is he going to string 3-4 games together? People say, no, he's got to string 5 to 10 games. Where's 3 or 4 games together? A guy is getting injured all the time. Right? And now it's a calf injury, yeah? People thought it was ribs, but it's a calf injury. And they're saying, how long is he out for?
3 to 4, I think.
Yeah, keep
Last
going.
time it was the calf injury. I think he was out for 10 to 12 with that.
Exactly
calf.
right. Exactly. Keep going. So this guy needs to. It doesn't matter if he's contracted. He's a liability at the club. What is he doing on these big? Look, someone had a go at me recently. What is he on? 800, 900,000? Is that correct? Something like that.
Yeah,
That's what the word is.
Mm.
So, what are you going to do? Keep a player that hardly gets, he can't even string 2 or 3 games together. All right? And let's be honest here. He's not the best player going around, is he? He might pop up with a goal here and there, and that's about it. Right? So, they got end of the year. See you later. Get him out of there. Zach Williams should
a bit to think about, yeah.
What do you mean he shouldn't be delisted after last? What did he do last year?
He should have been.
Should have been, yeah.
Oh, should have. Yeah, sorry.
Jack just losing it.
He's raging.
Sorry, I can't. I'm full as fly, mate. I can't see properly. No. But no, seriously, why keep injury-prone players for so long? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Come on, Andy, Carl, George.
I'd rather have Zach Williams in for 3 and out for 6 than have Motlop in the team at all.
I agree.
That's my opinion.
I agree. I think Zach Williams
getting something out of him.
Honestly, if Jesse Motlop was developing well, I don't think Zach Williams is as important as he is.
Well, he should have developed by now.
Yeah, well, 4 years into the system, he absolutely should. So I reckon by the end of the year, you got to look at Jesse's contract. You got to look at Zach Williams as well. If he doesn't play out the season, he's got to go. He's just, like Jack said, he's a bit of a liability. So
when's his contract up?
He's a liability.
I don't know. I actually don't know. And
can't keep him on the park. It's ridiculous.
I'll tell you what, with TDK, sorry, Jack, with TDK contract coming up, Sam Walsh is out of contract next year. We got to really look at these blokes and we need to tighten up our contracts. We need to tighten up on our money. If we're going to keep TDK, we're going to keep Sam Walsh. We need to literally, like, we need to actually sit down and have a look at our money and spend it wisely from now. Because you're not going to be able to pay these blokes whatever they're on. Like Zach Williams, surely his next contract is worth half of what he's on. Right? You can't afford to have it anywhere near. Yeah.
You're hoping that these conversations are already, like, they're already looking at all possibilities, front ending, back ending. Obviously, Tassie coming into play. You're going to look at a few players that are going to want more money in a couple of years' time. You've locked away a significant amount of players already, but yeah, like you said, TDK, Walsh.
See, I love what Zach Williams is bringing, and I love the move. The move of putting him forward to me was gold, and I think it works well. But he doesn't stay on the park, and that's his downfall. But what he adds to our, because he's a defensive forward too, yeah. So he plays that lockdown forward role, and he can negate a defensive halfback, a running halfback from our forward line. So his value is not to be underestimated. But we just need him on the park, and he's just not on the park enough, and that's what hurts him.
I just don't understand why the club takes so long to see that these players are not going to
I'd rather that kind of content was actually great rather than asking them what their favourite.
That was really good, man.
That was
really
good.
Watching that.
It was a good insight to what was going on. You know, it was different angle of what's going on, and Voss was in the box, obviously not on the bench. So I think Voss should stay up in the box from now on and not stay at eyes length on the or eye view from the bench is not very good, really, is it? They're up in the box. But look, you know, I've had these, you know, the young kids for years and years and years, and I was going to the twos games every week. Every week I was watching what was going on in the twos, you know. And the last few years, because I've got medical health issues, I don't really go much anymore. So, but I used to love going and watch the twos and see what was going on in there, you know, and see who was coming in and or who was developing in the twos. But you know, then again, I go back to development of this club's been the worst out of any club that I've known. But you know, they've put these young kids in, like I said, and hopefully, I mean, I probably would have look. Ben Caporelli had a good game last week. You know, he had 22 possessions or something. Throw him in. Just throw him in. I mean, you know, he's back in his hometown. Give him a go. How are you gonna see what these players can do? Right? Will White. He's had how many games did Will White play in the VFL before he got a game in the seniors? I think it was one or two. I think it was, and they threw him. So there you go. There's a winner right there. He's a beauty, that kid. He's just got to. The thing he's got to do. He's only young. He'll learn. He's got to straighten up when he goes for goals. You know that money. That's today. He's just got to think a little bit more before when he goes for goals and stuff like that. Cottrell has got a good kick on him. You know, he's Lord when he came on last week. I thought he done really well. Lord puts his head down, and he looks. You know, and look. Last week, what I saw last week, and I haven't seen for a long, long time, is the eyes were lowered. They just didn't bomb the ball lackadaisically into the forward line. Even the younger players like Carroll and Will White were looking for targets inside. And so I think it was there was one play there where not that you go to him, but I think it was Matthew Carroll just out on the half-forward flank, left half-forward flank. He passed the ball and Durden took that screamer. Right? So they're not just bombing the ball. And what I liked also, Campo brothers not ready. Well, mate, look, if you come to a club and have a few games in the twos, you're always ready, I reckon. You know, even if they play a half or a sub or whatever. But what I loved about last week was Mackay and Curnow not going for the same ball.
Yeah,
that was the difference. They weren't going for the same ball. Anyway, I'll let I better go and let someone else have a bit of a chin wag up here. And Andy, you better be there when I'm there. I'll tell you right now, brother.
waiting for you, Jack.
Are you working? You work every day, yeah?
Most days, yeah. Let me know.
I'll ring up before I come anyway.
Mate. Yeah, done. Sounds good.
Thanks very much, boys. Good to see you.
Have a good night.
All the best, Jack.
See you, mate.
Bye
Take care, mate.
Yalla, bye.
Oh, Nice.
Let's get into our predictions.
Yeah, good call.
Carl,
How you going?
good mate. What do you reckon? Guys, if you're watching along still, if you're still there, let us know your predictions in the chat. Winner, margin, best on ground, most goals, all that. Carlos.
All right, I'm going. I'm thinking. BOG. Sam Walsh. I think and I hope. I don't know. It's going to be a tough game, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to win it in the middle. I think our mids beat theirs, and I think we should beat theirs. Their midfield comfortably. But if we do that, I think we win. I'm going to say we win by 17 points. I'm going to say Harry 3 or 4 goals. Georgie?
I like the way you think, Carl. A couple of similar things there. I'm going to back us in by 7 points. I also just have a feeling about Walshy. I reckon he's going to run amok, sneak in a goal there as well, be all over Adelaide Oval. And I will back in a bit of a share of goals. I'll back in Kerno and Harry and Durds for 2 each. Durds in his home state as well. 2 each. Share the load. A couple of individual goal scorers as well. Yeah, I don't know. Something's brewing, and this could be the start of something really special. So, please by
Shout out, Tanner.
Wait, hold on. All right.
I think much like everyone, I think it's going to be a tight game. I'm going to say Blues by 8 points. I think we'll win by 8 points. I actually think they're going to put in a lot of work into George Hewett this week. I think they're really going to get under his skin. I don't think he's had a tag before. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get really physical with Georgie Hewett. And I think because of that, that'll probably free up Sam Walsh and Cripper. But my best on ground, I'm going to say, and this is left field, I reckon Ollie Hollands is going to have a big one. I'm going to say Ollie Hollands is building. He's had a pretty decent year. Statistically, he's been building, but his impact hasn't been as heavy in the last few wins. But I reckon he's going to be a high impact player this week. So Ollie Hollands is my best on ground. If not, it'll be Bubba. It's going to be one of the Hollands boys. Most goals, I'm going to go with Will White. I'm backing Walter. And I reckon Walter's going to kick 4. I reckon he's kicking 4.
Massive.
Imagine
that.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. I think it'll be good. Hey, our stream's been buffering tonight. I don't know what's going on. Everyone's saying
it's interesting. I see that in the chat, but
even
fine
no, mine's buffering.
Really? No, mine's
mine's
So
good.
It's strange.
It's weird.
Yeah, mine's good.
Yeah, mine's fine. Strange. Yeah, there's a few people in the chat. I'm not sure what's going on there, but
stream is cooked. Don't know.
Why are streams cooked lately? Yeah, must be something.
Get Globalnet to fix the link.
To fix the link. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Globalnet solutions. Get around them. Get around NAS. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Big one
go the
Saturday,
Blues. Big game. Let's hope we get over the line. I'll tell you what, 4 in a row would be fantastic.
Massive. Going
Get
into
up
the
and
Saints against at the MCG would be good.
Yep. Week by week for me. I'm thinking about Adelaide. I'm trying not to go too far ahead. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us. It's been a great episode. Thank you to everyone who actually joined our stream as well. I'm not sure about the buffering issues. I don't know what we can actually do about that. Not sure. But
don't forget the giveaway.
Yes, the giveaway. Yeah. Good call. Instagram tomorrow, some point. It'll be 24 hours before the game, roughly. All you have to do is drop your winner and margin. It'll be in our story. Thanks to Mercadante. $100 They literally giving us $100 to give away every single week, free meal pretty much for you and someone. Jump on our Instagram at the Monday Blues Podcast. In our story tomorrow, put your winner and margin. You'll see the story. That's it. If you get it or you're the closest, you win. If you tie, you're doing a duck race on Monday. So, yeah, no, that's it. Great episode, guys.
Love it.
Thank you to everyone for joining us. Hit the like button on the way out. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. That's it, boys.
Well done, boys.
Done.
Catch you guys for
Thanks, guys.
the review on Monday. Hopefully the win. And take it away, Carl.
Sicky now.